Welcome back to Hidden Origins Explained. Today we're unraveling over 1,000 years of Islamic history, a story of prophets, empires, and power struggles that transformed the world. From the rise of Muhammad to the fall of the Ottoman Empire, get ready for an epic journey through the highs and lows of Islamic civilization. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our deep dives into hidden histories. Now, let's begin. Let's start with one of the most fascinating chapters, the Abbasid Caliphate. In 750 CE, the Abbasids came to power and shifted the Islamic capital to Baghdad. They transformed the city into the world's largest hub of knowledge, with poets, scientists, and scholars flourishing. This era became known as the Golden Age of Islam. But then came the Mongols, led by Hulagu Khan. In 1258, they invaded Baghdad, burned the legendary House of Wisdom, and executed the Abbasid Caliph by trampling him under horses. It marked the end of a brilliant age, and left a permanent scar on Islamic history. As the dust settled from the Mongol invasions, the Ottoman Empire began to rise in Anatolia. Under the leadership of Osman and his descendants, they captured Constantinople in 1453, ending 1,000 years of Byzantine rule. The Ottomans spread across the Middle East, North Africa, and Europe, becoming the last great Islamic caliphate. But like all empires, the Ottomans' time came to an end. Their collapse after World War I signaled the final chapter of centuries of Islamic rule. If you're loving this breakdown of hidden history, subscribe now and join us on this journey through the past. It all began in the 6th century with the birth of Muhammad in Mecca. As the final prophet in a long line that included Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, Muhammad introduced monotheism to the Arabian Peninsula. After facing persecution, Muhammad migrated to Medina, where he united the Arab tribes and established the foundation for the Islamic faith. His teachings laid the groundwork for a movement that would spread across continents, changing the course of history forever. Following Muhammad's death, the Muslim world faced a key question: who should lead? The first 4 caliphs, known as the Rashidun, were selected for their wisdom and personal ties to the Prophet. But tensions arose when some believed Muhammad's cousin Ali should have been the leader from the start. Ali's supporters, who became known as Shias, claimed he and his descendants were the rightful rulers. Meanwhile, others, the Sunnis, believed leadership wasn't restricted to Muhammad's family. This divide remains one of the most significant rifts in Islam to this day. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. After the Rashidun period, the Umayyad dynasty took control in 661 CE, moving the capital to Damascus. The Umayyads expanded their empire across North Africa and into Spain, pushing as far as France. But their advance ended at the Battle of Tours in 732, when Frankish forces stopped their expansion into Western Europe. This moment changed the course of European history, preventing the spread of Islam deeper into the continent. The Umayyads eventually fell, but their influence remained strong, especially in Al-Andalus, where Muslim rule persisted for centuries. As the Abbasid Caliphate weakened, local dynasties took control. The Fatimids, a Shia dynasty from North Africa, built Cairo as their capital and ruled a vast empire. Meanwhile, the Buyids, a Persian dynasty, took control of Baghdad but allowed the Sunni Abbasid Caliph to remain as a symbolic leader. These power shifts showed how the Islamic world was no longer centered on Arab leadership, but had become a multicultural empire where Persian and Turkic influences began to dominate. The arrival of the Seljuks, a Turkic people, reshaped the Islamic world. They protected the Sunni Caliphate in Baghdad and fought back against the Shia Fatimid threat. Around the same time, the Crusades were launched from Europe, with the goal of seizing holy sites from Muslim control. One of the most famous figures of this period was Saladin. the Kurdish leader who defeated the Crusaders and recaptured Jerusalem. Saladin's victories earned him a legendary reputation, not only as a military leader but as a symbol of unity and resistance against foreign invaders. When the Mongols threatened to overrun the entire Islamic world, it was the Mamluks of Egypt who stood in their way. These elite slave soldiers stopped the Mongols at the Battle of Ain Jalut in 1260, an unprecedented victory. The Mamluks also crushed the remaining Crusaders, solidifying their image as defenders of Islam. Though they ruled for centuries, the Mamluks were eventually overthrown by the Ottomans, but their story remains one of the most fascinating examples of slave soldiers rising to power and shaping history. While the Ottomans dominated the West, two other powerful Islamic empires rose in the East. The Safavid Empire in Persia established Shia Islam as the state religion, while the Mughals ruled India, blending Islamic and Indian cultures. Together, these three Gunpowder Empires dominated the early modern period, each leaving a lasting legacy. These empires not only shaped the political map of the Islamic world, but also enriched its culture, architecture, and philosophy. And guess what? There are even more incredible stories from this era that we'll cover in future videos. So, be sure to subscribe now to stay in the loop. From the rise of Muhammad to the fall of the Ottomans, Islamic history spans centuries of triumph, turmoil, and transformation. It's a story of faith, power, and resilience, with lessons that continue to resonate today. If you enjoyed this journey through Islamic history, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Hidden Origins Explained. We've got plenty more incredible stories to uncover, and we'd love to have you on board. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.